Hey everyone, today we'll be talking about 6 weird things that you'll find in your pantry or your garage that you can add to your wash. Number 1 is tomato paste. So what is tomato paste for? It adds nutrients and it drops the pH down a bit. It's a temporary fix, so don't count on it, but if your pH is high, then you'd like to add that to make the yeast eats the sugar, then you can go ahead. So a little bit on tomato paste. I've talked about this in another video, but the reason why tomato paste decreases pH level is that pH levels of tomato paste is roughly around 3.5 to 4.7. It's around that range. The second weird thing to add that's from your pantry into your wash is unflavored jello. Unflavored jello, what does it do? It's a clearing agent. So if you have a wash that's cloudy and you add the unflavored jello inside the wash, all the cloudiness is gonna sink through the bottom and the top part will get cleared. I've tried this once and I must admit it didn't work for me. It's possible that I didn't add enough unflavored jello. So let me know in the comments below if you've tried this and if it worked. A third item that you can add to your wash, this is not from your pantry but from your garage, you can add bentonite or clay if you have that. These are for the construction people out there, and it also is a clearing agent. So if you'd like to clear your wash, bentonite is another aspect that you can use. However, don't just use cement or clay. There are specific types of bentonite that you can use specifically to clear your wash. So I had to look into this. What is bentonite exactly? And it's an absorbent clay that results from volcanic ash. It's actually a fine powder and it has multiple usages. So just to name a few, it is used to make medicine and makeup. So it helps clear acne. It's used in toothpaste. It's used as shampoo, lotion. And study shows that bentonite reduces toxins in the body. So there are 2 types of bentonite. There's calcium bentonite and sodium bentonite. So we do see that they're positively charged. And some research say that there's no difference between both since they're both positively charged and attract the same impurities. And others say that they prefer one bentonite to the other. So let me know in the comments below if you have a preference on bentonite, if you use it, and which one would you rather use in your wash? Would you rather have sodium bentonite or calcium bentonite? Personally, I just am scared to drink or eat clay. Like what if, since I don't distill, what if when I take off the wash and bottle it, some clay is stuck, or what if some clay is left over in the jar? So I do not want to have clay in my body. I don't think that's very good, although it gets rid of toxins. But one positive thing about clay and bentonite is that it cannot be digested. So this means it cannot be broken down and absorbed by the body. So when you're using bentonite in your wash, just make sure that it's made for alcohol. Make sure it's clean, pure clay, and that there are no fillers. So usually it's stated in the package. Just to be safe, read the label. The fourth item that you can use from your pantry into your alcohol are oyster shells. So oyster shells, what are they used for? It stabilizes the pH. Therefore, if ever your pH is too low or is too high, you want to put it to 5.2, which is the optimal level. And once it's at the optimal level, add the oyster shells and then make sure to stay at that optimal level so the yeast is happy and it can transform your sugar into alcohol. A fifth item is actually a 2-in-1, so this affects your pH, and you can find this from your pantry and put it in your alcohol. It is baking soda. So baking soda will help increase your pH levels if it's too low. You can also add a lemon in the jar if your pH is too high and you'd like to decrease your pH. So there's a lot of pH information, and just to let you know that pH is very important for the yeast to be happy and convert your sugar into alcohol. With the wrong pH, nothing's gonna happen. You're just gonna have sugar, yeast, and water in an unfavorable environment, and it's possible that no alcohol is produced. That's not what we want. And the sixth item is also a 2-in-1. You can find this from your garage. And this includes oak chips for all those people doing barbecues out there, and charcoal. So I do have a previous video of adding oak chips to a jar, and if you've watched it, you know that I added too much oak chips and it just tasted like wood. So during my next batch, I'm gonna toast a little less oak chips and put it in the wash to know if I'm able to get that vanilla or cinnamon flavors. And this time my batch will be a little less sweet. I'm gonna make it a little bit more dry just to see if oak chips have a quicker reaction on sweet wash versus a dry wash. In my opinion, I think that the more sugar or the sweeter your wash is, the longer it's going to take for your oak chips to have an effect on the flavoring because it's going to fight with the sugars. However, if it's a dry wash, the oak chips will be able to overpower the taste quicker. But that's just my opinion, so don't quote me on that. And if you know anything about how oak chips affect dry versus sweet washes, just let us know in the comments below as well. Actually, I'm not even sure if it has an effect since I will be putting oak chips before distillation, so does it even matter if the wash is sweet versus dry? Maybe the oak chips will just have the same effect since the wash is not purified. It's food for thought. And in regards to charcoal, so we have charcoal, activated charcoal, carbon, that are all used to filter alcohol, meaning that there's going to be, once you put it in your wash, there'll be less particles from it. And a question that I've seen often is, can you use charcoal from the grocery store, so those that you use for your barbecue? The answer is yes. So you can use the ones from the grill and add it to your alcohol. You just have to prepare it first. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to make a video on how to prepare your charcoal and put it in your alcohol wash. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to share it with a friend, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.